Hello guys and welcome back to Hey Manager, me Alex, and today we're going to be ranking the Premier League home shirts that have been released so far. All of the Premier League shirts have been released bar Bournemouth's 2024, 25, 26. I need to get used to that now. 2025, 26 shirt has been released, but Bournemouth's, I've seen some of the stuff they've been producing so far. Ever since they've had the investment from Michael B. Jordan and some other American counterparts, some of their kits have been special. But anyway, let's get into the action today. So what we're going to do is, I've got on my screen, as you can see here, a few different bits and bobs. We're going to be focusing on the first kit, which will be Arsenal. What I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to go through, we're going to have the kit in the top right-hand corner, just above me. We're going to have then a few different bits and bobs that I'm going to just put a bit of narrative about, and then when we go into my Google Chrome, we've got a tier list which I will have a link to down below. So first of all, we've got the Arsenal kit, so let's flick back onto that. The Arsenal kit looks pretty clean. I've got to admit, looks very clean. Now I've got a few stats here. The actual image, as you can probably see itself, there's an A pattern. I don't know if you can see it from that, but you can probably just see it here. It's the A in a Gothic style, Gothic font. The A stands out mega. It stands out really well. I mean, it's very subtle, but then when you look at it and it's the A sort of duplicating and linking into each other, it looks very nice. Now, if you look at that there, you can probably see a little bit better. The A there, the Gothic style, which then it sort of couples together in it's like a triangulation sort of, where they've made an A within a triangle with a Gothic font, and then they just replicated that and put it throughout the kit, and it looks really clean. You can see here as well, Arsenal printed at the back, a bit of a nice little touch as well at the very top of the collar there, top of the neck on the back, as you can see, but looks really cool. And you can see here Leah Williamson, Alicia Russo modelling it as well. Looks really nice on the women's kits as well. So yeah, I think honestly, really nice kit. For me, if I had to choose, I'd probably be putting this in nice. I don't think it's gorgeous. Don't think it's wow out of this world. I don't think it's going to take the world by storm and people are going to be ordering this for the longest of time. But to me, it's a really nice kit. It's a really, really nice kit. So next up, we've got Aston Villa. Aston Villa looks pretty clean this year. I've got to admit, I think Aston Villa's looks quite clean. It's not been released formally yet. Should I say formally? It's been leaked a little bit, but people have got hold of it in the stores and so on and so forth. As you can see here, they've actually got on their kit, it's around the hem. I think that's what you call it, the hem on there, or the collar. It's got a whole end inspired. It is so on the end of their stadium. I think it's on the next picture, or I've got it on one of the pictures. Have I got it on one of the pictures? I haven't got it on one of the pictures. But on their stadium, you'll see this sort of swirl design all around the stadium. It's really nice, a really nice touch on the collar. I really like the way that the gold sort of pings out, and then you've got the actual the line running down as well. It looks really clean. Obviously, the I don't know what you call it, it's a claret and blue, isn't it? But much like West Ham, but a bit of a different shade, should we call it? But it looks really, really good. And the other thing is, it's actually inspired by the 2000 shape. That's what I feel it is anyway. A lot of these kits, a lot of these themes from Adidas, very 2000s inspired. So at the back there, 1874, obviously when they're established, but I think very clean kit. And for me, it's got to go again into nice. I think it's a very nice kit. I think that the details on it, pretty nice, not decent, but it looks pretty nice. For me, it goes in there. Obviously, my categories are gorgeous for, you're going to put it in your collection. Nice, decent, naff, and then burn. You'd probably burn a few of the kits if they're not looking too good anyway. That's my opinion. So yeah, going back onto this now. Next up, we do have, I believe it's Brentford. We're skipping over Bournemouth. We do not have them yet. I'll probably make their own tier list for them. Brentford is an interesting one. Brentford's a very interesting one. Now, they've gone for this strange pinstripe type, but it's a stripe, but then it's got the pin stripes also bordering it, which is okay. They are produced by Joma. I'm not really sure what they've done here. They've got half and half hems on the sleeves. It just looks all discombobulated to me. I don't mind it. It is, I think, their 100th year being red and white. So I think on the collar, if I'll just double check here now, actually, I'll just have a quick double check. Let me just bring it up. Brentford. So we'll go on to the next one. You can see it there. Is that last year's? That's last year's kit. I don't know why I've got last year's kit, but you can't really see it close up. It's more of like they've gone for this retro type because obviously it looks very retro. But to me, it's just not. You can't really see it there. But the collar's just like a black and white striped weird. I don't know why they've done it. I'm very confused. To me, it's an all right kit. It's not. I mean, their sponsor's not particularly great. Joma, I don't know what they've done. They've done too much, and I've got to admit, I was bordering on decent, but I'm going to have to go naff for Brentford. I'm going to have to go naff. If you want to come into like this mid 2020s now, where everything's like block color, or then you go to the retro vintage vibe, or you try and make it look clean, it just looks all over the place. It looks like a really old championship style where they've made it in like 5 seconds. Just odd to me. But anyway, that's where I'm putting it. As you can see, zoom in on me there. Quick little flash. Zoom in on me. Naff. It's going in naff anyway. That's my opinion. So next up, we've got the Brighton kit. Now, I'm going to spend a few seconds on this kit. This is my worst kit this year. It is terrible. It's terrible. It's simple as that. The kit from last year looks so nice. They've gone for like this block through the middle to separate the stripes out. Don't like that whatsoever. I think they could have just put a board around American Express itself. I think it looks shocking. They've gone for this, I think they call it Hyper Turk. It's how you pronounce it anyway. It's a turquoise colour. And that's just on the Nike tick, and it's a little bit underneath. I just think they've tried to style it out by putting chinos on Matoma, and I think that's Buonanotte. I don't know. It's naff to me. It's worse than naff. It's burn. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. So that's where it goes for me. Next up, as we fire through these now, we've got Burnley. Burnley is an interesting one. I quite like Burnley's. They've gone for, believe it or not, the contouring of Burnley as like a bit of a background. Now, City tried to do this years ago where they had just the top aerial view of Manchester City on it. I think United might have even tried it as well. I know a few clubs have tried it in the past, especially London as well. But I like the contouring. It's quite subtle. It adds a bit of a different style to it. Castor as well doing this kit. Looks really nice. I like the sponsor, 9696.com. Sort of fits in with the blue of the collar, blue of the hem. It's just a bit of a clean kit, all in all, isn't it? I think, to me, it looks quite nice. Would I wear it myself? Probably not. As you can see, Mesbury there. But I don't know. I think it's decent. I think this is going to be my first decent kit. I quite like it. It's nothing special. Bit of a contour. You'll forget about it in a few years' time. But for the time being, for the fact they're coming to the Premier League, looks all right, doesn't it? I think looks okay. Next up, then, in the pecking order is Chelsea. Now, Chelsea, they've gone for a bit of a, how would they call it? They've gone for a grunge architecture look. Now, when you look at that, you think I can't really see much of what's on there. It's not popping out to me. But when you zoom in here, you can see like the truss systems here, the columns and the beams going through. You can see a bit more of the architecture looking across. London it's our house. CFC x LDN. It looks all right. I mean, there's nothing special about it. The collar's a bit weird. I mean, there's no like standard. When you look at that as like a Chelsea fan, do you go, that's grunge architecture? That is Chelsea through and through grunge architecture. You don't. So to me, again, it's not naff. It's just decent. I think it looks okay. It looks like a nice kitty, but you do not understand anything about it. For me, it's just a bit strange how they've tried to be. They've tried to go into this architectural world when a football kit's meant to just be clean, a bit of footballing history in there, not this grunge architecture look that people have tried to go for. So anyway, let's have a look at what's next up. For me, next is Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace have come up next. Now, to me, some people are slating this. I watched Viz's. I think it's Vize. Yeah, Viz's football kit, tier list. I think this is a nice kit. Personally, I think this is a nice kit. Now, you look at the collar, you look at the hem. I like the lines on it. The long sleeve looks clean as well. I've got to admit, the long sleeve was very clean. I like the block colour. Macron are doing this kit. I think it's actually really simple and really cool. I don't think it's a nice kit. I just think it's a decent kit. The Net 88 sponsor in the middle with the border, much better than what Brighton tried to do with American Express. I like the colour. I like how they like segment it out and combine the sleeve into the torso, into the main build of it. I think it's a clean kit, in all honesty. It looks a bit cartoony, but for me, I'll show you now, I'm putting Crystal Palace in decent. I think that's where I'm putting them for now anyway. Next up then in the pecking order, we've got obviously Everton. Now they've gone for a bit of a strange look for their kit. They've gone for like this zigzag type. If you look at that, you go, that's a zigzag. That's just a zigzag going through. It's meant to replicate the River Mersey because obviously their new stadium borders the River Mersey. Now, for me, Castor, they do pretty good kits. They've done good kits for years. I think there's some decent ones that they've done out there. This is a bit of a miss for me. I've got to admit, this one's a bit of a miss purely because what they've tried to do, the collar is lovely. The collar replicates, I think I've got it in my notes here, the 1989 kit. So I thought you'd go for the 1989 kit. Now, the 1989 kit had diamonds on it. If you actually have a look at what they've got here in the main graphic, on the home kit for the goalkeepers, they've got like a bit of it looks like a twisted DNA. When you look at DNA, they look twisted DNA, but it's the diamonds and it's replicated from that home kit. So why didn't they just do that on this kit? Why didn't they just do that? And like, I know it's meant to try and get the River Mersey in there. You could have done all of fashion of different things on a kit to replicate water, the River Mersey, how it comes through, like, you know, even like just a strip down the middle would have been nicer, I think. Or even a hoop, one single hoop down round to show that's the River Mersey and show the bank of the River Mersey, and then Everton's new stadium, something or other like that. But having zigzags across the kit like this, just a bit naff for me, just a bit naff. So for me, Everton, it goes into naff. I don't think it's decent. It could be decent, but it just looks Castor. The collar's not all right. They've not got any hem design. Stake on there. It just looks a bit naff, doesn't it, that kit? I've got to admit. That's for me anyway. So, yeah, there we go. Everton, you've got a naff kit. Next up, Fulham. Now, if this is a unreleased sort of prediction-based kit, but if this is true what's going to happen for Fulham's kit, this is going to be high decent, maybe nice for me, I've got to admit. They're going to have like this graphic, I think you can just see it in the background there, of like Potter's, I think it's, what's it called? Fulham's ground. It's not Potter's Lane, is it? What's Fulham ground called? Craven Cottage, there you go. So in the background, as you can see there, they've tried to replicate like this style, and it actually looks so nice. I actually really like it. I like this, again, this like wire coming down, it looks like a wire. I call it the wire design anyway. It reminds me of like the 2000s kits. I really like it, I've got to admit, and it replicates the Craven Cottage look. So for me, again, Fulham, it's going to be high decent. I'm not going to put it in nice because there needs to be a little bit more to it, just a tiny bit more to it. But I think they're so close to having a really nice kit up there with the Arsenals, with the A or the swirl design on there. I think it's so close to being it, but I think it's just high decent, low nice. I could potentially put it here, but I'll put it there for now. In terms of how I think this should go, Chelsea towards the bottom, Everton a bit higher up, and then let's just shuffle around because I think Crystal Palace needs to be higher up. So that's my ranking order so far, should I say. Right then. Next up, we have got, it's Leeds. Now, I really like the Leeds kit. I don't like Leeds, I've got to admit, but I really like the Leeds kit. Now, the Red Bull logo looks really clean on this, I've got to admit. The blue pops out. I really like the blue. And the other thing is this cuff here on the hem of the collar and around the sleeves. If you look at that, we've got the We Are Leeds scarf on it. They've got that on there, and it replicates the tiles from, it is called the Lowfield Tunnel, which goes towards Ellen Road, I believe it is. And wow, I actually really like this. I actually really like it. The little details make the shirt. It's simplistic, looks really nice. Honestly, I'm going to put it, I'll show you now, I'm going to put it low nice. I actually really like it. It's white, it's Leeds with your white rose, white Lancashire rose. You've got the blue on there. You've got the popping of the Red Bull logo, which looks really nice on a shirt. And then you've got the actual tiling for the hem. I actually really like it. So it goes to the bottom of the nice nice category for me. But as you can look at it there, I think it's so nice. I think it's so nice. Right then, next up we've got Liverpool. Now this is leaked. This is a leaked shirt. The first time they've had an Adidas shirt in years, and they've tried to replicate the 06-07 shirt. This is a leaked picture of Mohamed Salah in the shirt, and wow, I actually really like this. The stripe down the long sleeve. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd despise Liverpool. I'd be getting the long sleeve. The three stripes going down the sleeve, the wire design cutting down, the new Adidas logo on it. I think it's a really clean shirt. I think it looks so nice. And then obviously with the hem design on there, I think it looks really cool. Honestly, I think it's a really nice design. And I'm going to put it in nice. I don't think it's decent. I think it's nice. I think they've got the strawberry red back. I'll quickly show you. I keep doing this without actually showing you. I'm going to put it at the bottom of nice. It could be top of decent, but I think really looks like just a classic shirt. And I know I might have a bit of bias because I'm thinking about like the 2000s era, but I think it's really cool. So that's my one for Liverpool. Next up, we've got City. Now, I don't know where to put this. As a United fan, I've got, I despise City as well, but I like where they've come from. The sash reminds me of Tottenham's seatbelt design. Now, that's the first thing that came to mind when I saw this. And there's not much to this City kit, I've got to admit. They've come from, like, the old school, what they used to have here. It just looks like a seatbelt, the Citizens, this claret and blue sort of design, the purple that they had, it was just weird. The red and black from the old kit they had, this purple and orange era with this kit was just, honestly, I used to work in a Sports Direct, and I remember looking at this kit on the daily, and it was abhorrent. It's horrible. But City for me, need to go back. Well, City for me with this kit, it's a decent kit. It's not naff. I like the way it's like a bit of energy going through. They've got this sort of thing going. It's bold. It's a decent pattern. I like the simplicity of it. They've not gone overboard on the collar. They've focused on white hem on the shoulders. This stripe going across. I think it's got like Citizens on the back or something. I think it's alright. I think it's a decent kit. I won't lie. But I'll be going to the bottom of the decent pile for now because it's not quite the River Mersey kit, the Brentford kit. It's a decent looking kit. Let's put it that way. Right then. Next up then, we've got Manchester United. Now, I'm going to be called biased here. I'm definitely going to be called biased. But the amount of detailing for this kit is ridiculous. They've got the gold approved licensed product. I don't think it's that amazing, but it looks decent. On the Brentford kit, I really like the way that Juma, I believe it's called again, have actually done that one. Joma, they've done that one. But for United, the first time since 1996 to 98, where they used to have home kits for over 2 years, they've got a different sleeve pattern. It reminds them of Old Trafford. Oh, honestly, I know I might be hyping it up because it's Manchester United, but you look at how they had that sort of checkered look on that sleeve there. You can see slightly they've got like this Old Trafford inspired sort of pattern on the sleeve. It just slightly highlights out a little bit. You can see it just on there. But if it was a little bit more leaning towards like this kind of kit where they had something on there, I'd be so on board with it. But with all, I've got to say it now, with all the sort of like circulation of the rumours of the new stadium, old stadium, renovation of stadium, this, that and the other, I've got to say, like, it just disappoints me they've gone, oh, we're going to put an Old Trafford thing on this. And it like Theatre of Dreams at the back, it looks really professional. I love the collar design. I love how it's black, white, really stand out. If again, 2000, 2008, sort of like those 2000, sorry, should I say, the 2007-8 kit, where it's got that black wire design coming down. I really like it. I want to like it so much. But to me, it's just got to sit in low nice. It's going to be low nice. It's got a bit more than the Fulham kit, a bit more than the Crystal Palace kit. It's got a lot of detailing on it, which is why I like it so much, but it could be so much better. Like it's just too subtle. It's too subtle for me. If we're going to go into the nuances, it's a little bit too subtle, so that's why I've got it on there. Next up then, for me, is going to be the Newcastle kit. Now, the Newcastle kit, I think it looks really nice. It's called a shepherd's check stripe through the middle. So these little bits of checkered bit where it's like they're trying to gradient it out, but in a bit of a checkered fashion, let's put it that way. I don't like how it ties in with the sleeve. This looks so strange to me. I know they've gone this like three sleeve here, but it just doesn't tie in well for me at all. As you can see here, a little bit better. It just looks a bit weird. And this new seller advert through the middle, what on earth is going on with that? So it's a decent kit. Where do I rank it for me? Newcastle. It's probably just below the Crystal Palace kit, just above the Burnley kit for me. It just looks a bit So that's where it'll be going. That's where it's going for me. Next up then, 15th out of 19. Now, this is where we get onto some serious kits. If you were to send a picture like this, with a bit of a sepia, like grainy look to it, I'd be saying you were back in 1992. This is probably the nicest kit I've seen for a long time. I mean, the simplicity of it, if you look at it here with it on, the white pinstripe going through, it goes through the centre of the badge, the shielded badge. I loved when Manchester United did the shielded badge, loved it. Forest have done it this year, the shielded badge. It just looks clean. The collar, it looks like a polo. I judge a kit by, could you wear that as a polo and look smart with chinos? Because that's like your working man. Your working man smartens himself up to go to the footy, gets his jeans on, gets his chinos on, his best pants, goes with his trendy shoes on, his trendy trainers, like I see it as Adidas, your Stan Smiths United. You go down the road, you've got that on. Do you look smart with a kit on? But do the players look athletic with the kit on? This to me is absolutely gorgeous. It ticks both boxes. So this for me, it's going up there. If you were a Forest fan, you're buying in this. You're saying it's gorgeous. You're saying this is going to be, if they have a good season next year and get Champions League, obviously it depends on where you finish and how the football club, perform with the kit. But that kit will be going down for years. That'll be one of the best kits for years. So next up then, we've got Sunderland, and this is bringing me back to the good old days, the Barclays days. Look at this. This is a rumoured kit. It's pretty much there anyway. They've got this bulged stripe design with a bit of a white and red going back and forth on it. I actually really like it, and it blends in with this WA8 logo, which ties into the stripes. You can see here, if it's like that, and then also the sleeves tie in, so it goes down with them. They've got the chevrons, because it's a Macron shirt. Oh no, it's Hummel, sorry, it's Hummel shirt. They've got the chevrons on the top of the shoulders, and then the collar looks nice. I think this is probably one of the nicer kits in the league. I think it's up there with your Arsenal, with your Aston Villa. So for me, this kit, it probably separates out. I like the gothicness of the Arsenal kit, I've got to admit, and how clean it looks. But the Sunderland kit's up there for me. It's up there. It really is. So that's where I'm putting it as well. Next up, Tottenham. I think, again, Tottenham kit looks pretty clean. Oh, I've just hidden that by accident. What am I doing here? I've hidden something by accident here. There we go. Bang! We're back up and running. The Tottenham kit, central, looks decent, but then I saw this photo, right? I saw this one. Heung-min Son, I don't know if it's because his torso's not wide or what, but the way that the design on the shoulders sort of fades out, it doesn't carry on into the shirt, just looks a bit odd. Just looks odd, but I like the central design. They've done it really clever. Where would you put the Nike logo? AIA, it's mirrored, so it's sleek through the middle. The Nike logo always it just looks a bit strange when you put it in the central part of a kit. But I actually quite like it. The collar's not, it's like this crew neck. It looks like a polo shirt, a crew neck shirt in all honesty. But I actually think it's decent enough. So for me, it's going to go in here. Where will I put it? I'll probably put it above the Chelsea kit. No, I'll put it below the Chelsea kit. I think it's up there with the City one. Again, Nike sort of in this area. For me, that's where it needs to sit. They've done an alright job of that. From the look at the front, it looks very classic. It looks very FM. Looks very Football Manager for me. But yeah, to me that's that. Next up, we've got West Ham. Getting close to the end now. West Ham, for me, this is probably the worst kit of the year. The way that he wore it in that, Jared Bowen, it just looks... It's either he's wearing an oversized shirt or what it is. I like how they've got the collar going. It looks very Everton with what Everton have done, and a few other clubs like Sunderland. But I don't like this kit whatsoever. Umbro, I don't know what you've done here, but it just looks like so little effort's gone in. There's no separation for the sleeves. It looks oversized. Fulkrug looks all right in it, but I don't know what you've done to this kit. But this is a low naff. This is And naff, bordering on burn. Bordering on burn for me. This is just not it. Not it. If it wasn't as simplistic and the hem around the collar and such was there, I think I'd be rating this much lower. But that to me is a god-awful kit. Which leads us on to the last one, which I've got to say, right, this is up there. If Wolves were a good team, right, if they were the Portuguese sort of teams where you look at them, they're like Champions League, they're doing well, and then you put that pattern in the background of a shirt with Sudo on it. I don't know who these guys are, Sudo, where they've come from, but the bet sort of sits on it nicely. The Wolves logo is always very nice, but look at the collar as well. How the collar looks like the Wolves logo with the ears, and how it comes down, and then the hem on the sleeves is nice. This is. I'm bordering. Honestly, guys, I'm bordering putting it on gorgeous. I'm putting it on there, but I'm gonna put it top of nice. Top of nice. It's so nice. So that is where I'm doing it. That's where I am putting my images in, my kits in. That's what I'm planning to put out. That's my order, I think. Forest is right up there with your Wolves. The Adidas stand out to me so much, I've got to admit. And then Income Hummel, I think you know Sudo up there representing, but Hummel I think look pretty nice. Castore down the bottom around there. Your Juba, sorry, not too great either with your Brentford representation. Umbro doing shocking, but Nike have fallen off a cliff. They've let themselves down big time with this. Absolutely taken over by Adidas. And even this, I'd be getting in with Sudo. I'd be getting in with Sudo because wow, what a kit design. So anyway, there we have it. Thank you guys for watching. A long one there, but going through pretty, from my design background, going through quite intricate designs there, but I really like some of these designs and they look really good to me. So thank you guys for watching. If you got to the end of the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new. I really like doing this type of video because this is what my whole channel was sort of built up on. Was I did a ranking video for this for football kits back in the day, leaked football kits. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did, as I keep saying, please leave a comment and like the video if you're enjoying this type of content, because I really want to buckle down and really focus in on something that people like now. So if you did enjoy this, as I say, leave a like. I shall catch you in the next one. Hope you're all having a great day. It's boiling here in the UK at the moment. Hope you're having a great one. Probably be releasing this on the Wednesday, which will be the 16th of July. Might have changed. Bournemouth might have released their kit by then. Who knows? But thank you guys for watching. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all staying true to yourselves. I'll catch you in the next one. From me, Alex, have a great day. Ciao.